everybody, what's popping out there in the Drew Manchuniverse? This is Drew Manchu coming at you live. It's Thursday afternoon. What am I doing? See, the sun is shining bright behind me coming in through the windows. This is not my normal modus operandi, but we're going to talk about some comics today. I'm going to go over my pull list, some things that I picked up this week, and we're going to talk about some controversy out there in the world of feminism in comic books. Oh my God, there's a lot going on with these movies coming out and people not being able to keep their mouths shut. Beyond that, I'm going to give you a little bit of a deep review of Heroes in Crisis number 6. We're going to take a look at that book as well. So I've got some high quality images loaded up. We're going to take a look at it and see what I thought. So the first thing first, I'm going to give a big shout out to the Comic Corps Unlimited. They just showed up on the scene last night. They did their first show. It was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. So we had a chance to get to see a new crew come together and really experience a new look for the Comic Corps. So Comic Corps Unlimited on every other Wednesday night. Be sure to check those guys out. You got JD, John's Comics with Kids, Comics Misexplained. Really great crew over there. I didn't get a chance to hop in the chat. I did watch on my Xbox on my couch, though, and really enjoyed the way they put that show together. Apparently, there is rumors of a superstar shakeup going on, so anybody from the Comic Corps can be traded at any moment. Keep your eyes peeled for that. So we'll see what happens with that. In the same note, a lot of those guys are going to C2E2. Very excited at myself. I'm going to C2E2 along with the whole Blaster to Stash It crew this evening on the Blaster to Stash It channel. Pocan Joe and Huey the Half Squatch will be selling some books on an auction. I might be showing up depending on what time I get out of work tonight. But be sure to stop by Blaster Stash It tonight. Check out the auction. Buy some cool stuff. Make our stuff your stuff. And give us some scratch to head to Chicago with. And spend on some key issues or some beers at the bar. We'll see how it goes. Everything costs money these days, so yeah, help us out with that. We'd be really excited. In addition to that, we do our Blaster Stash It live comic book show every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Check the ticker down below. You will see that information coming up. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop into my pull list this week. Didn't pick up that much stuff. It is a pretty big pull week for me. Some of these I haven't had a chance to read through yet. This is X-Force number 3. Really enjoying this story so far. Didn't think I was going to, but I like Ed Brisson's work here, and I think that Dylan Burnett's art in this book is fantastic. Really nice, highly stylized style. Really cool stuff. Sean Richards just popped in the chat. What's going on, Sean Richards? Also in the chat, I just see Hulk Nuts 911 Comics and Deadlifts. Good to see in here Hulk Nuts, and Misexplained is up in here as well. Also got Midwest Comic Man. Man, he said he's puking. We're going to give him something to puke about later when I talk about Heroes in Crisis. I also picked up Extremists. This is the covert action team from the Age of X-Man. You got Blob and Iceman. You also got somebody over my shoulder there. You also got Psylocke as well as North Star Jubilee. This is a pretty cool book, really reminiscent of the House of M stuff. I like what they're doing with that. I really enjoyed that story. Got Amazing Spider-Man number 16. Didn't get a chance to read this yet either. Otley's back on the art in this arc, so I'm excited about that. So we're going to go ahead and get to that this weekend. Anybody who watches the channel on a regular basis knows how much I love Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. So I picked up issue number 40. This is really cool that they're dealing with a Nightmare character, because that's the same thing that's going on in Avengers No Road Home right now. So that's pretty neat, and I'm enjoying that. Always love the art in this book as well. Really colorful and adventurous stuff. Daredevil number 2 came out this week. Zdarsky's absolutely killing it on this book. I haven't had a chance to read this through, but the number 1 was one of my best issues the week that it came out. Really enjoyed that. Love how that ended, and excited to get to this one here. Picked up Flash number 65. Talk about the price. This is the tie-in to Heroes in Crisis. And it makes really no sense at all. We do get some really cool stuff in here that includes Flash being like, yeah, another dead Robin, and Batman being a little bitch about it and saying, yeah, well, at least I remember my dead Robins. Kind of catty stuff here. Not really liking Williamson's work on this story, but that's over soon. We'll get more Tom King destroying the Batman continuity. Picked up this Captain Marvel #1 here. I've been liking the Captain Marvel series that just relaunched, so figured I'd pick this up. The art looks pretty good, but Josie Hauser's writing it, so it's probably garbage. I'll let you guys know on Sunday. Check this out on Blaster to Stash It. You'll hear about all of these books in depth. Discovery Bay Comics just hopped in. What's going on, man? Happy to be discovered in the daylight. Never gonna read this, but I love the cover here. This Art Germ Wonder Woman. Really cool stuff. Figured I'd pick it up. But Wonder Woman as a story right now does absolutely nothing for me. Didn't even get a chance to throw this in a Mylar yet, but they've got this Cho cover for Marvel Comics Presents. Just saw that Richards and Doctor Doom and figured, you know, yeah, I have to have that. And then the bonus of Gorilla Man down here. Man, you can't be mad at that. See the birth of the space age. What a poster that would be. That's fantastic. So from two great covers to a great story whose art I've kind of grown tired of. This is Outcast. Really been enjoying this one here. This is issue 39. I'm not sure how long this is going to go. I really hope they're wrapping it up soon. I'm kind of running out of ideas on that one. But it is what it is. Been picking up the connecting variants for Avengers No Road Home. I'll definitely be talking a lot about this on Sunday night. Been absolutely loving this book. The interior art from Medina has been killer. Really great storytelling with some really great characters that you don't normally get a chance to see shine in an Avengers book. So, Hercules, Rocket Raccoon, you got Hawkeye in here. There's some good stuff, man. I'm enjoying it. This has been really killer. Anybody out there saying that Marvel doesn't know how to do events is not reading Marvel events lately, because they've been really, really great. Picked up the Leanne Hook, I guess that's how you say it, connecting variant for the Extremists. Been picking up all of those. Hopefully I can connect them and make me feel good about what I see. Man, Dr. Aphra is an absolutely killer Star Wars book. You guys should definitely be reading this. Spurrier does an awesome job with this character. She's definitely tied to an evil droid at this point, and that's probably my favorite character in the Star Wars universe at this moment. He likes to call her a meat bag, man, but 000 is one of the better anti-hero villain characters in the history of Star Wars, in my opinion. Really, really loving it. I was trying to find the line he says in here that really made my day. He calls her a meat bag. Oh, they're getting ready to die, and she says, you know, do you think people can change? She says, pointless moral agonizing at the moment of impending death. I have extensive files on this organic behavior. Let's see now. No, you cannot change. You are a faltering meat computer lacking the capacity for development that blesses those of higher function. Indeed, the problem is not that you're a moral doctor. The problem is the reason that you are doomed to repeat the same errors until your end is that you're a disaster. Man. And since you are also a pathetically lonely little ape, you deal with both inadequacies the same way. You drag everyone down with you. Really great, man. He's an evil C-3PO. He's jet black. He calls people meat bags. It's man, calls people silly apes. It's fantastic. The way that he speaks is intense and hilarious. Afra is definitely the best story going on in the Star Wars universe right now, comics wise. Got this Fantastic Four variant here. Really dig that. Haven't been picking up all the Skrulls variants, but I did pick up the one for the Fantastic Four because Fantastic Four and Skrulls go together. Can't hate on that. Loved Fantastic Four #5 this week. Let me find the regular cover here. Yeah, here we go. Ribbit cover there. Man, you got Galactus, Doctor Doom, the Fantastic Four. What more could you want? This is Fantastic Four the way Fantastic Four should be. Calls back to some really great stuff from the Marvel Now era, the post-Secret Wars era that Fantastic Four would have missed. And that's pretty cool. Shout out to Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur and their interactions with the Thing and Johnny Storm, because that is definitely referenced in this book. And I really like that Dan Slott's doing that, man. Really cool stuff. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving Tomasi and his work right now in Detective. This is kind of a weird situation with Detective because I wasn't really happy with the way this story arc ended going into 1000. But the fact that Batman would test himself in this way and that the whole thing was a test he set up was kind of cool. Gave us a chance to really get back to what makes Batman Batman in a way that Tom King isn't letting us do right now. And both the covers for that were really, really great. So excited to have that. And 1000 is on its way. And I'm sure I'm buying 14 more variant covers than I need. So be on the lookout for those. Shout out to Comics with Bueller. I'm enjoying some coffee while I'm going over these comics. And I'm looking at your comments in the chat here. So maybe this is gimmick infringement. But I'm drinking some Wawa cold brew with unsweetened almond milk, and it's delightful. Got a few more books that we did check out. 8 watching currently. Very excited to see you guys here on a Thursday morning. I know it's a little bit out of the ordinary to see me in the daylight, but I'm excited about it. Picked up Savage Sword of Conan. Really, really dug the first issue of this. I think the Garney art inside is fantastic. Haven't really figured out what's going on here because I haven't read this second issue yet, but it's on my to-do list for this weekend. We will get to it. Captain America #8. Confession time, guys. I dropped this title this week when I picked it up because 7 came out and I didn't read it, and 8 was in my pull list, and I was like, oh, I didn't even realize this was coming out. Really like the first couple issues, but then Ta-Nehisi Coates became Ta-Nehisi Coates again. He did the exact same thing on Black Panther, and I dropped that after 6. So, yeah, done with Captain America. Whittling down my pull list a little bit, but yeah, I'm kind of really done with that. Shout out to JD, just hopped in the chat. Great job on the stream last night, buddy. Really appreciated watching what you guys were doing. Really good stuff, man. Comic Core Unlimited has no limits, man. Shit is unlimited. Okay, and the 3 books that I'm going to talk about a little bit more in depth. We got Shazam #3 right here. Man, I'm liking the art in this book, but it is so hit or miss, panel to panel. It just, Eaglesham does not have a real consistent look for some of these young kids. And I think that this book would be better served with somebody like Patrick Gleason on art. But I am liking the story, man. You get King Kid in here. You get an explanation about the Magic Lands and what's going on there. this kind of expands into some really cool territory. We're getting to explore more of the Magic lands after the end of this title. We've got some of the kids ending up in the game world, which is all video game based. And some of the kids end up in the Wildlands, and we're going to see what that happens there. They say throw them to the Tigers. Now, you guys familiar with Captain Marvel, the fake Captain Marvel, Shazam, you should know that sometimes giant anthropomorphic tigers end up in Shazam wear. So be ready for that to happen. So I'm excited for that. And really good stuff. All right, now on to what will surely be a contender for pick of the week for me is Black Hammer Age of Doom number 8. I picked up both covers here. The A cover spells out the mystery of what's going on, and the B cover is just some really sick Bill Sienkiewicz Black Hammer cover here. This is, oh man, really great stuff. I'm loving this story. Basically, Lucy wakes up with no recollection of anything that has happened. All of the Black Hammer characters are waking up with no recollection of what's happened. They're living their own lives in a different way than they have before. Barbarian's still on Mars. You know, this is a different universe, and since the cliffhanger of Colonel Weird's adventure in the last mini arc goes, this is kind of a reboot for the folks at Black Hammer, and of course you believe that for a little while until you realize that Talkie Walkie is in the world and knows that something is wrong. So the end of this issue is him telling Lucy that they've got to gather the members of the Black Hammer team. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see that the stories of Abe and Barbie and Golden Gale are not over. Excited to see what Jeff Lemire is doing here with this story, man. Armstrong's art has been great. Dave Stewart does a great job on the colors here. This is just one of the best series out there right now. Black Hammer, I can't recommend it enough. This Age of Doom has been solid stuff here. The first run of Black Hammer was amazing as well. Can't get enough of it, man. Just really, really great stuff. Probably going to be my pick of the week this week. I haven't read everything yet, so we'll see what happens on Blaster Stash It on Sunday. But as of right now, that is in the running. I did pick up one other book this week, guys, and we're going to talk about that right now, and that is Heroes in Crisis. Heroes in Crisis, number 6 to be exact, and we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at it here. I'm going to try not to lose all my viewers with technical difficulties. You're going to see me do something I haven't done before, guys. And what? Oh, whoa, look at that. We've got some high-res images here. I did lose my chat. Let's see if I can't pull them up. Yeah, we're going to pull you guys up over here. I'm going to slide you over so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Oh, man. Watching a novice go live with this technology, it's got to be a whole new bag of worms there. All right. Pocan Joe up in the chat. Good to see you, Joey. Guys, this is Heroes in Crisis number 6. Got the cover right here. Oh man, it's Harley. She's covering her face with a bloody mask. What's going on here? I will tell you right now that at the top right-hand corner of this cover, you will see the name Gerard's, which King worked with Gerard's on art in Mr. Miracle, and that really worked out really well together. Discovery Bay, I am using OBS, and I'm doing the best I can with this nonsense. Mitch Gerard's, as I was saying, worked on Mr. Miracle. I really loved his art there. But one of the highlights for Heroes in Crisis for me so far, in a book that I'm not liking at all, mostly because of its editorial direction, is is the Clayman art has been really great, and you're going to see as we flip through this that the Mitch Gerads art is not bad. It's just not on the level of what Clayman was doing. Oh, that's not the right first page. I love how my slides are in order. Yeah. There we go. There's the first page right there. This is the Clayman art that I've been liking so much. This story starts off with, and actually through the entire thing, focuses on 3 different characters. You get Harley Quinn, which, yeah, you know, that's how we sell books, DC. We focus on Harley Quinn. Wally West, who we killed off in this book, even though he's a symbol for hope, and we're going to get to that as we go through this. And Narc, the cave boy, who, you know, is a fun character, but I don't think anybody has given a shit about Narc since the invention of Narc. So let's keep going, and we're going to go through this a little bit. All right, that's not the next page. Well, maybe it is. Harley is spending her time with Ivy. She's broken into Sanctuary, and she's a little flirty here. She wants to know about her. She says, hey, they're going to find her. They're going to kick her out. You know, the Trinity's going to come get her. And she says she's not dumb. She knows that. Oh, man, these slides are all over the fucking place. I don't know what happened here. I put them all in order. And, yeah, let's go through it. No, spoilers. There we go. Here we go. All right, Narc is taking his time to reminisce about what things were like back in the cave days. And basically, it was all survival of the fittest. You know, he was out in nature, and he was kind of doing his own thing. So that was pretty cool. Then we get Wally reminiscing about the time when he came back to the Flash through Rebirth, and basically it shows his biggest deal is that his family is not here. Things are not right for him. We also get Harley. There we go. She's back talking to Ivy again. All right, here we go. Narc is again. He's fighting for his life, fighting for survival. Gives his life purpose. The Flash. This is probably my favorite page in the entire book. This is Wally getting a chance to be congratulated by, you know, the other heroes. It's Superman hugging him, happy he's back. Nightwing, happy he's back. Donna Troy, happy he's back. Arsenal telling him that he's hope. But he is hopeless because his family is not back. We also get Harley getting an opportunity to work out her demons on different versions of the Joker, which she gets to kill. This kind of is fun for me. I did enjoy this part of the issue because I like Tom King's Joker. It's one of the things about his run on Batman that I've enjoyed. I liked the lead up to the wedding, those Joker issues. I liked the War of Jokes and Riddles stuff. Really pretty big fan of Tom King's Joker. A little sad that he doesn't have a bigger role to play in Tom King's Batman story. But here we have Narc again. You know, he's a part of nature, he says. There's a balance, and he likes being a part of nature. Has society forced on him. It's not something that he enjoys. So that's pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Again, we have Wally here, back with the Titans. Everybody's doing their part, but again, he feels left out because no Linda, no Jai, no Iris. Yeah, that dude does look like Conan after a few burger runs. I think that Narc is Fat Conan. We're going to call him hashtag Fat Conan. Fat Conan is in this book. Don't worry, though, he doesn't last long. Now, this right here is probably my least favorite page in the book. It's just a splash page of Harley and Ivy hand in hand discussing their emotions, and it's a very stunted conversation, very choppy back and forth. It doesn't read well when you read it as a conversation. It doesn't read well when you read it to yourself, and it certainly doesn't flow well in the setup the layout of the word bubbles. I like what they did here, trying to be creative, but it's a fail, man. This page falls flat on its face. It's like Tom King's never heard two women talk to each other before. I don't know. Maybe he hasn't. This is just over and over and over again. There's supposed to be like a tight-knit relationship between Harley and Ivy, and here it's basically just Harley just calls her pretty girl and kills the Joker a bunch of times. That's kind of dumb. A miss, in my opinion, but definitely don't like that panel. Yeah, this is Narc again. He questions if it's better than the old days, and he says he doesn't know. You want to eat, he wants to eat, so you fight. You win, you eat. He wins, he eats. In the old days, death was all there was, so he wasn't worried about death. In the new days, life is all there is, so now all he does is worry about life. That's pretty poignant, and I dig that. I like what Tom King did with this Narc character here. Definitely conveys emotion in the right way. It's what they're looking for. But Fat Conan there, he's doing his thing. This is Gerard's art in a way that I don't think it really works. This overhead view of Wally and his lament is kind of annoying in my opinion. It just doesn't make any sense narratively what's going on here. He's just day after day waking up, getting up, I guess. It says, Wally, you're not alone. The voice in his head, or the voice in the sanctuary does, but I don't know why. Remember, guys, the whole thing about this book here is the cover says, who's behind the massacre? Who is behind the massacre? Is there going to be a reveal in this book? Guys, we are a few pages from the end here, and it doesn't look like it, but let's stay tuned and see. Yeah, we're killing the Joker some more. He's got some good jokes here. What does a vegan zombie eat? Grains. That's pretty good. I'm going to use it. Yeah. But beyond that, this is just more nonsense. Doesn't move the story along at all. More Narc here. Narc says he's ready to go home. He doesn't want to be in Sanctuary anymore. We got Wally here. There's an emergency. Everybody needs to proceed to the nearest exit. And he says, wait, slow down. Which is weird, because I guess he's trying to contact himself, I guess. What's going on here? I don't know. It's strange. Is Wally contacting Wally through time? I think that's probably what they're going to do here. That's pretty dumb. Ivy goes, Harley stays. Flash gets zapped by Booster Gold. There we go. So it's not supposed to be here. Cool, where you're supposed to be. She's supposed to be somewhere fun. Narc dies. This is all out of order. But basically you see it there. And at the end here it says, how many people have you saved? These guys are talking all about, how saving people works. But this again is just like more tertiary characters that are saying things that nobody cares about. Heroes in Crisis. Man, issue number 6. There's a lot I like about this series issue to issue, but more and more I'm just disappointed in the overall direction of DC Comics right now. Dan Didio has basically declared war on characters like Wally West and Nightwing, and man, it's just not right. So Wally, yeah, Comics News Explained says Wally got smashed by Harley. We saw that. Exactly. Pages are out of order, but you can't tell the difference. Wally got smashed by Harley and shot by Boosters. So there's 2 dead Wallys. None of this makes any sense, and it just doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It's just yeah, it's just terrible. I don't know. A lot of people have been liking this book and have been a fan of how it is basically delving emotionally into what makes a hero. I think that Tom King has played that out so much that in situations like Mr. Miracle or Vision, where you don't give a shit about the hero, it's fun to take a deep dive and find out what makes them interesting. But when you got a set of interesting heroes, when you look past the surface layer, all you see is the same origin story that you've known forever, the same character traits that you've known forever. Wally is not going to change just because Tom King takes a deep dive into his head. For me, it's man, it's disappointing. I hate to talk about, you know, something that looks so beautiful and has so many things about it that I like in a way that shits on it. But man, this is a turd of a series, man. DC events right now are just not good. I mean, the comic consensus on Dark Knight's Metal is that it was garbage, and I like that. But like between Heroes in Crisis and Doomsday Clock, get your head out of your asses there over there, DC. Just come on. Give me a bad guy and a good guy and make them fight. How about that? That's what worked for Rebirth. That's what brought Hope back to the universe, and bringing Hope back to the universe and making him want to kill himself is just, come on, man. That's just dumb. It's just dumb. All right. We're going to move back on over here. I'm done with Heroes in Crisis. I don't want to talk about that shit anymore. We're going to move on. We're about a half hour into the show at this point, guys, so it's time for me to talk about some of the controversy that I wanted to bring up earlier. I put it in the information box down there. You can go ahead and also click on the link to Blaster Stash It and see our show or our channel. And if you're not subscribed, go subscribe over there. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Not only are we live on Sunday nights, we're going live tonight for an auction. We're also going to be going live on Sunday night for our review show. Huey's been putting up some great preview videos as well, so if you don't know what's coming out or you're not up on what's going on in the previews guides, be sure to check that out, and he will definitely hook you up. Checking in with the chat real quick before I move on to the controversy. Double S, what is going on, buddy? Good to see you in there. I got 12 watching right now. That's pretty good for me on a midday. I ain't mad at that. Well, last time I went live in prime time, might have had 14 watching total. So, hey, we're moving up in the world, guys. Getting ready to get that partnership, and you know, start making that YouTube money, and then I can quit my job, and then we can do this every day. Let's do that. I get ready to get those super chats at my 292 subscriber level. So yeah, share this video out. Maybe I'll hit 300. Maybe I'll do a giveaway. Probably not. I don't go live at all or do this very often. But this is fun. I'm having a good time talking to you guys right now. I want to get into my main topic, which is Brie Larson and the Captain Marvel movie. Man, this lady has definitely done everything she could to shoot herself in the foot and make Captain Marvel the potential Ghostbusters 2016 of 2019. Man, it's just, I'm excited for this movie. And I'm excited for this movie in a lot of different ways that maybe people aren't. Was the trailer underwhelming? Yeah, I think it was a little underwhelming. The more we hear about the story, does it seem like it's veering from the comic mythos? Yes, it certainly does. Is this the right casting? I think the casting's fine. I don't think it really matters who Carol Danvers is. Yeah, you know, there's a lot about this that has really rubbed people the wrong way. Brie Larson came out and she said, Larson, I'm sorry, not Lawson. Brie Larson came out and said that she wanted a more inclusive media coverage for her Captain Marvel media tour. And you know what? I can't really fault her for that. What I can fault her for is the way that she used, the language that she used when she basically decided that she was going to alienate a large portion of the comic book community who is white males. Yeah, there's something to be said for getting upset about that. To have a group of people run you down for the way you were born, and something you can't control. Um, yeah, it's tough. But at the same time, I mean, come on, get over it. Get over the fact that Brie Larson wants an inclusive group to review her movie, to spout her propaganda. She's trying to sell this movie. And honestly, if she thinks it's an easier sell, if she has a more diverse group of people to sell it to or sell it through, that's awesome. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and market your movie to who you want to market your movie to. I know that they're not marketing, Fast and the Furious movies to my mom. That doesn't make sense. But the Fast and the Furious aren't going out and saying, hey, you make sure we got a bunch of dude bros in here. If you don't have the dude bros, we're not going to get the response we want. So, it's fine for her to look at her media tour and want it to be what she wants it to be. What's not okay is putting it out there that way. And it's okay for me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if people want to talk about toxic masculinity, because I'm comfortable with myself, and I know that I'm not some sort of rape culture, woman beating, lady hater. That's fine. I don't feel lumped in, but I feel people who do. Quite personally, though, I'm excited for Captain Marvel. People say it looks boring. I don't think it looks boring at all, because the thing that I really like about the Marvel Universe is the way that Kevin Feige has put these pieces together so far. I didn't expect to like Ant-Man, and I did. I didn't expect to really get as invested in the Guardians of the Galaxy as I did. And I did. And the reason is the way that they put these movies together. The reason is the way that Falcon became interesting in Winter Soldier. The reason that Black Widow became interesting in Iron Man 2. Is Iron Man 2 a good movie? No, it's not a good movie at all, by any stretch of the imagination. Is it a good entry into the MCU? Hell yes it is. We get the War Machine. Really? We get Justin Hammer. We get, Black Widow. We get drunk Tony Stark. These are things that I enjoy in the Marvel Universe, and I'm glad that they put them in the MCU. We're going to get Skrulls. We're going to get young Nick Fury. We're going to get more Ronan the Accuser. We're going to get more Kree. These are things that I'm excited about. These are things that get me going. Does Brie Larson look like she's going to be the next Robert Downey Jr. as far as, a career-defining performance by an actor and making a character that is, integral to the Marvel Universe? No, probably not. Probably not, but am I going to have as much fun with it as I did with Ant-Man and the Wasp? I guarantee I am. Yeah. Some of the best performing Marvel movies are some of the worst Marvel movies, in my opinion. I am not a fan of Black Panther. I'm not a fan of the narrative that they used in that story. I'm not a fan of the pacing of the film. I'm not a fan of the end action sequence. I'm not a fan of the Black Panther versus evil Black Panther story. It's just, is there a lot to like about that movie? Yeah, there really is. But you can find a reason to like or dislike anything the moment it comes out. And hearing that Black Panther was a cultural touchstone for people didn't make me enjoy it anymore. And hearing that people are upset about Brie Larson's media tour and what she said so far on social media and what she has basically set this movie up to be for women, isn't going to make me enjoy it any less. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see it. And we're going to see how it goes. And in that respect, I'm kind of in favor of the censorship that Rotten Tomatoes has brought down upon this movie, because we've seen it time and time again with other things where people who haven't seen this movie are trying to tank it because of political motivations. That, in my opinion, is just as egregious as her spouting off her opinion in the first place. Okay. It's one thing to offend people. It's another thing to get super offended and outraged at something that is just, it should roll right off your back. It's just not a big deal, in my opinion. I think it's been blown out of proportion. And I think, at best, the internet being upset with Brie Larson is going to draw more eyes to this movie. So if you're really upset, just let it go, man. Let it perform in the way it performs. You know, people were upset about Lady Ghostbusters, but, you know, that movie came out and it sucked and it tanked. That's what happens. If a movie is not good, it won't. The cream will rise to the top regardless. So I don't understand the reason to really get upset about it. That's just my 2 cents. I'm excited about Skrulls. I'm excited about binary powers. I'm excited about more Marvel Cosmic. I am a huge mark for Marvel. Any sort of, you know, Kree century type storytelling they're going to give us about the Kree, man, I'm in. I'm super psyched. I am not going into this expecting to have a good time on Comics Mrs. Blaine. Great point. That Captain Marvel is going to underperform to Marvel standards, and they had to ruffle some feathers for attention. I agree. I think that's a plan. You know, see, and you also said I hated Ragnarok. Now you accept it for what it is. I love Ragnarok. I think Ragnarok is top 3 Marvel movies. Top 3. And that includes all the Avengers stuff. So, yeah, man, I love Thor Ragnarok. I think this is a situation where the cream's going to rise to the top. If this comes out and this is a mid-tier Marvel movie, nobody's going to bat an eye. Nobody's going to bat an eye. If this does Doctor Strange numbers, it'll be disappointing for them probably because they waited too long to hop on that female superhero bandwagon that got Wonder Woman all its love. Despite its horrible third act, it still gets credited with being one of the best comic book movies recently. I don't put it on that pedestal at all. I think that Captain Marvel will come out and be narratively as valuable as Wonder Woman, if not more. I think it'll be a bigger piece to the MCU puzzle than Wonder Woman was to the DCEU puzzle, which is shown to be just a bunch of scattered pieces and no picture at the end. It's a matter of taste, and people are going to like what they're going to like. And as far as, you know, putting personal politics into the marketing of the film, I treat it the same way I put people putting personal politics into comics. People's personal politics are in their art all the time. Sometimes it's more subtle, sometimes it's more overt. But if you're offended enough by it to run your mouth about it, to get your ire up about it, to be upset and rant on the internet about, you know, oh, I can't believe that they did this SJW thing in this book, or they did this, you know, this fascist right-wing thing in this book. It's dumb, really, because it's just entertainment. And if you don't like the TV show, change the channel. If you don't like the movie, get up, walk out, demand your money back. If you don't like the comic, don't buy issue 2. There are things out there for everybody, and not everything is for everybody. That's all there is to it. Everybody has an outlet out there, and there's something different. It's just a matter of different tastes, and, you know, go for what you like. And if something's upsetting you, just step away from it. But, man, it's situations like this that make me realize that there's no difference between right and left. There's no difference between super feminist and super misogynist. There isn't. It's just everybody gets too freaking worked up about every stupid little thing, and it's just never going to get better, and it's never going to get worse. Nobody communicates anymore. Nobody goes into a conversation thinking I can learn something from this. Everybody goes into a conversation thinking they can convince the other guy something. That's not how discourse works. It's just outrage culture, and in my opinion, it's just really stupid. It's just really dumb, you know? We're talking about people who call everybody snowflakes, and then the second that somebody insults their sensibilities, they gotta cry about it. Like, come on, man. Can we just grow up? Can we just grow up? And March 7th, I'm gonna be a grown-up, and I'm gonna spend my money to see Captain Marvel. I'm not going to do it because I agree with Brie Larson's political views. I'm not going to not see it because I don't agree with the political views. I'm going to see it because it's a piece of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They haven't let me down yet. Even the stinkers have had things to like about them. And there's just no reason, in my opinion, that this movie should fail based on somebody's political beliefs who happens to be in the cast, who didn't happen to write the movie or even direct it, just kind of is the pretty face they're using to sell it. That's fine. That's fine, man. You know, I'm not expecting a Meryl Streep performance out of Brie Larson, but I'm also not expecting it to suck. So there's that. We've got great character actors in the supporting cast. Samuel L. Jackson is going to be all over this movie. There's going to be things to like about it. I would say, in either direction, put your bias away. And if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. If you do want to watch it, then watch it. But, you know, to base whether or not you're going to see a comic book movie on the lead actor's political beliefs is just absolutely ridiculous to me. So, in closing, I'm excited for Captain Marvel. I'm hyped about it. I've been picking up all the toys. I think these are pretty sweet Marvel Legends. Maybe if I decide to do action figure reviews again, I'll show you guys some more of those. But man, it is what it is, man. I'm not super impressed by the trailers, but the thought of having the Kree and the Skrulls doing a little bit of battle in the MCU is exciting to me. And you know, but I'm also the type of guy who watches Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for you know, tertiary nuggets of continuity. So yeah, take that for what you will. All right, guys, I've been talking for about 45 minutes now. We went over Heroes in Crisis, which was controversial. We went over Captain Marvel, which was controversial. We talked about how much we're gonna sell things on the internets on our channel tonight to support our C2E2 goals, and that wasn't very controversial at all, you know. But I'm excited to be going live midday, chopping it up with you guys, talking some comics. So just want to do some shout outs before I get out of here. Hulk Nuts 911 Comics and Deadlist is in the chat. Happy to see you up in there, bud. I've been enjoying your content as well. Count Von Strange, Roman numeral number 4. He wants me to do more figure reviews. Man, I don't know. If I sat down to do some content the other day, yesterday, and I ended up just playing with toys for 3 hours. So you know, I'm not really as excited about doing videos as I used to be. But if I can play with toys for a little bit, I'll probably just sit down and do that. Comics Misexplained says, think Shazam will kick Captain Marvel out of its #1 spot. I don't know if Captain Marvel will be in the #1 spot by the time Shazam comes out. But if it is, yes, I think it will. I think that Shazam is going to be a good movie. I think that it looks silly and it looks fun, and that's exactly what the DC Universe should be, because the DC Universe should not be serious. It's silly and it's fun. It's a giant man-child who dresses up like a bat and has kids, you know, fight his wars for him in brightly colored suits. It's a giant alien who puts an S on everything and has a super horse and a super cat. It's silly. Shazam, and a giant anthropomorphic tiger in a superhero costume. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. It's silly. The DC Universe should be silly. It should be silly. It should be hopeful. It should have a nugget of seriousness in it, something that grounds it to reality, but it should definitely be silly and outlandish and all over the place, just the way that Bruce Timm created his Justice League universe. Great stuff, man. And that's the way they should do DCEU from this point forward. And if they step away from that, they're going to be disappointed in the results. If they do another dark-ass Batman movie, it's probably going to flop. That's just my thoughts right there. But yeah, I think that this will be the one time that Shazam will be the top Captain Marvel. I think it will do better at the box office than Captain Marvel will. Yeah, so take that for what you will. Yeah, then again, happy to see everybody coming out Midwest. Sorry you're having a sick day out there, brother. Hope you feel better. Hopefully we'll see you on Sunday or Friday night on the Comic Core. Be sure to check those guys out Friday night on the Comic Core proper. And Comics Misexplained and his cronies over there on the Comic Core Unlimited. So be sure to check those guys out as well. Pocan Joe, shout out to my buddy Joey. Can't wait to hang out, chop it up, and drink with you in C2E2 and debate the merits of futurism. Beyond that, guys, hey, collect what you love, share what you find. I'm Drew Manchu, signing off. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.